Hello YouTube, my name is Parker and welcome back to Radical Dreamers. In the last episode, I have a lot of, hold on, I have some questions. So the last episode was the finale, but there is a little bit more to do. There is some post-game, apparently. And I know there's a guide. Yeah, so okay. And I think that's French for like the Forbidden Treasure or something like that. And then there's a few others. And I don't know how long these are going to be. We'll see here. This may be the last one if these are short. If not, then we might have one or two more. Wait, did I do that right? Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to actually have to look up a guide on how to do this. Okay, so I looked it up and I think I just have to click start and it will start a new scenario. So we'll give it a try here. So this should be different. Le fast. Okay, so this is all the same. And we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah, this is what's different. Okay. Let me see if there's any difference here. Okay, so there's different paths that we take depending on if we fall asleep or don't. So, for the first one, I'm just going to do whatever, and then we'll try to go, you know, one by one. But I'm just going to go, for the first one, it's just going to be whatever I feel is the thing to do. So, let's fall asleep. Sarge! I forgot what voice I gave her. It's like almost an Australian accent. Snap out of it, lazy bones! Or was that Magil? That could have been Magil. That was a Magil, probably. Looking up, the tall, shadowy mansion of Lord Lynx looms before me. I can't believe we're there already. I must have been really out of it. Excuse me, I just ate. The hell were you daydreaming about, mate? Let's go, Kid says, disappearing into the mansion. Hey, wait up, kid, I shout, frantically chasing after her. However, she's already deep inside. The darkness engulfs me. Wherever we turn, darkness awaits. Oh. What was that? I could have sworn I saw a faint light illuminating the hallway just then. It's probably just the moonlight shining in through a skylight, I tell myself. However, looking up at the ceiling, no such skylight can be found. Hey, Sarge! What are you staring at? We got a job to do here. I look down the hallway only to see Kid already barely visible down the long, dark corridor. Take another look at the light. There's something here, I'm sure of it. It was a faint light, sort of like a camera flash, but much more subtle. It couldn't have been in the moonlight. Sarge, what are you, paralyzed? Come on, Kid says, coming back toward me. There's something here, Kid. Just as I start to think that it could have been my imagination, suddenly. Wearing a tattered old priest's robe, a figure of a young lady materializes above us. Finally, you have come. That voice, it's so strange. It's like it's resonating inside of my head. Kid, can you hear that? I'm not even sure if I just said that. Could all this be a dream? Before I have time to think, Kid and Magil come up beside me, also staring at the apparition. Okay, now I know this is real. It's too real to be a dream. Where'd she go? Black magic, witchcraft, necromancy. I've seen all sorts of different types of stuff in the past, but this, I don't think I've ever been faced with anything like this before. On the other hand, Magill stands there with us in his usual cool composure. I doubt this is the first time he's dealing with something like this. A wave of anxiety runs through my entire body, standing here in this dark, damp hallway. I wonder, should we even be here? Was this a message of some kind to leave? Just by standing here, we might be desecrating the memory of the dead. The girl's face shines out in my mind. She seems so sad. I do not believe this will necessarily help with our mission. Let us move on. I've never been so quick to agree with Magill. Kid doesn't seem to have any objections either. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make a difference. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I can miss something? I don't know. You know what? I might look up a guide. So what we've done so far, we slept. So we fell asleep, took a second to look at the light. Okay, so there's a few different things we can do. I'm just going to go for a minute here. But what I might do... So we'll continue through the passageway. They might be kind of hidden. I don't feel right, mate. Probably just my imagination, though. Go into the room. These doors, they're locked, but not with a key. Some type of force field is protecting them. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use the guide for this. So, let me see what ending we can get with this one. So we need to go to... We fall asleep and then we didn't follow Kid. Go to the ballroom. Or cathedral. And then press the keys on the organ. And then go to Lynx's quarters. I don't remember where the ballroom was. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, a poltergeist. This is new. It doesn't even have a body. Hide behind Magill, I guess. Okay, that was probably not a good idea. Getting so tired. Okay, this might have been a mistake. Okay, we're good. Sarge, hey Sarge, you still with us? I hear as I realize someone's slapping me again and again. Kid! Dazed, I stumble back to my feet. All of this magic is making me dizzy. I had to counter Poltergeist's attack directly through your body, Sarge, Magill says. You will survive. Alright. So, I don't know if that was... I almost wonder if I should, like... Hold on, I think there's a map on here. I've forgotten where everything is. Okay, here we go. So I think that was the ballroom? So we need to go... I'm checking my phone here. Okay, so we fall asleep. Go to the ballroom. And then go to Lynx's quarters. Okay. So I don't remember where exactly we are. I should have read this, but that's fine. Damn it, Sarge. When are you gonna bloody grow up and stop fighting like a man? Yeah, okay. I don't really care right now. Let me see if I can, like... Okay, the stairs, the archway, or head back. Okay, so the archway, I think... I don't know if we went the right way. I'm actually going to head back. Crap, that was the wrong button. Head back to the staircase. No, wait. Oh, crap. I just went the wrong way. I'm being really dumb here. Oh, wait, I can fast forward a little bit. We're going to fast forward a bit here. So this is Lynx's quarters. So that's where we are. Let me see where Lynx's quarters are. Oh, we need to go down the stairs. Crap. Okay. I think. And I think we have to go left to get to the ballroom. Yep, here we go. Yeah, I'm so sorry about this. Hold on, I have a phone stand here. I'm trying to like organize my little guide here. Let me turn my phone on its side to see better. If it'll work. This was a mess. I was not prepared for this. Alright, let me see what we got to do here. Go to the ballroom, press both keys in the organ. A cathedral or something? It seems so. The candles in this room have been placed in such a way to produce patterns of shadows consistent with occult teachings. Yep. Do not stand there. My hand is on my knife, not that it'll do any good at this point. Indeed, a most peculiar arrangement, Magill continues as they back against the wall. This is indeed an unholy cathedral, ordained for occult sermons. The shadows indicate this spot as a focal point of some kind. This entire mansion is an instrument for defying order. No, wait, he continues a moment later. I was wrong. This room isn't the focal point. The shadows don't quite meet here in focus, as though... Look around with him. Although scared, I start to look around the cathedral. Its dusty pillars and cold, clammy walls send a shiver down my spine. Setting my sights on the organ, I walk over toward it. Strange. The keyboard is fake. There's no mistaking it. These keys aren't real. They're bound together. All the whites are one solid piece of ivory, as well as the blacks. Hey, Magill, have you seen this yet? I think I found something. Both keys, right? Yep. Let's press both at once. As soon as I press down on the keys, the wall just to the left of me begins to rumble. A secret passage has just opened up. Peering into it, I can see a stone stairway winding down. A secret floor directly beneath this one, of course, Magill says to himself as we start down the narrow staircase. Once we reach the bottom, Magill casts a spell, allowing us to see into this dark, damp room. The faint luminescence allows us to see somewhat. We're in a room not much taller than head height. However, what's interesting is that this room seems to have the exact same length and width as the room above us. Even the pillars are here, in the exact same places as they were above. Could this be the original floor, covered up with what's there now? Why would someone do that? What would they need to cover up? Look over there, Magill whispers. In the direction he's pointing, we see a faint cloud-like mass. No. My mistake, it's something sketched on the floor, emitting a dull pulsating light. Oh, it's... Is it that again? What is it? Kid asks. I cannot be sure. Perhaps it is an inscription placed here by those that constructed this place. I must think more on this matter. Suddenly, a dry wind blows past me. It didn't come from the stairwell, and there aren't any windows down here either. Let us come back when we know more, Magill says. I have no problem with that whatsoever. We head back up the stairs and out of the cathedral, back into the corridor within seconds. But still, that chilly feeling on the back of my neck hasn't abated. We leave the cathedral heading back through the corridor. After a bit of walking, we come to a three-way split in the path. To the right is a set of stairs leading down, while a narrow passageway on the left leads off into darkness. Alright, so now we have to go to Lynx's quarters. Let me see the map again. Because we have to go back up the stairs. And I'm gonna... So once we're up the stairs, we're gonna head right. And we're gonna continue because that is Riddle's room. Yep, and now we're gonna head in here. These doors, they're locked, but not with a key. Some kind of force field is protecting them. But then, just before he touches it, wait. That's Lynx's quarters, and it says I'm supposed to go there. Wait a minute here. Go to the cathedral, press both keys, and then go to Lynx's quarters. I guess we'll go in here. Okay, now we don't need this room. Let's go back in. Maybe we have to do something different there. I guess we'll go down again. These designs here indicate that this is to be used for a kind of resurrection ceremony. I am not sure what these symbols mean here, though. Kid and I glance at each other, wondering how much longer we'll have to stay down here before Magill's ready to go. Okay. Take another second to see about the light. Go to the ballroom. Or cathedral. And then press both keys in the organ. Go to Lynx's quarters. I just saved something. Archway on the left, right? No, wait, we need to go to the right. Continue. What are we supposed to do? Go to Lynx's quarters. This is his quarters. Unless we have to get in there. That's weird. Hold on. I might actually try reloading real quick. So I've redone it. And I think I just need to go on ahead. I'm going to go straight in. So here we are in the cathedral again. I'm going to ask him what it has to do with us. This may be our only way out, Magill counters. Look, what are you trying to get us into? We've already seen... Oh, wait, that might be me. I'm not sure. This has nothing to do with the flame. We need to keep moving here. Now let's go. Oh, wait, no. We don't want to do that. All right, let's rewind here. So we'll look around with him. Let's see what happens if we press the black keys. Okay, so that just... So that wasn't what we wanted. The white keys, do they do the same? Nothing seems to be happening. Now if we try the black keys... Okay, I don't think that's what we're supposed to do, so I'm going to back that up again. So now we're going to do both at once. We got the pattern. Now we'll take the stairs. If I can't figure this out this time, I'm going to try to do the other ones first. And I'll do them in order on the guide. So we have to go... Yeah, so now we're down the staircase. Now we go to the passage on the right. And I don't think there's anything in there, because that's Riddle's room. So now we need to go to Lynx's quarters. And then he's going to have this issue again. Alright. Hold on one moment. Okay, so I couldn't figure it out. I'm going to go through them one at a time. And we're going to start with the first one on this guide. And the first one says that we need to give in to sleep here. And then we actually have to follow Kid. Once we see the flashing light. So there we go. So let's go catch up with her. And then we have to go to the study room and then examine the desk and then go to Riddle's room. So let me look at the map here real quick. So the study is next to the ballroom. Got it. So we will take the stairs. Oh no, wait, we didn't need to take the stairs. That's fine. I'm actually going to back that up here because we don't actually have to do that. We need to go to the left. Or is this the ballroom? Okay, that's the wrong way. So we're at the terrace, right there about. And if we go to the right... Is this the study? Okay, here we go, the study. And we have to investigate the desk, and then we'll go into Riddle's room. Row after row of bookshelves house thousands of thick, dusty books. And we got to examine the desk. The drawers contain writing materials and documents. Unfortunately, they don't seem to contain anything worth mentioning. But then a small picture in the drawer catches my eye. It's a portrait of a friendly-looking girl with a faint smile on her face. I hold it up, wondering who it could be. It's probably Lynx's adopted daughter. Okay, we've already been through this part. I faintly gasp. I see Magill walking over to us, with his eyes fixed firmly on the picture. I don't think I've ever seen him like this before. What is it, Magill? My question visibly startles Magill, but after a few moments he returns to his usual wooden face. Nothing. His firm response doesn't leave much room for questioning. We're wasting valuable time. We should look elsewhere, Maggle says abruptly, turning toward the door. So he knows her. Kid and I look at each other perplexed. What's his problem? Okay. Now we're on to something. Now we gotta go into Riddle's room, which is down the stairs. Then it's to the passage on the right. And we go into the flowery room. And this should be ending 2. Various trinkets are scattered around this decorative room, adding a bit of charm to an otherwise dreary mansion. A luxurious desk and a light, fluffy bed add to the elegant nature. Is someone there? A woman's voice asks all of a sudden. Kid and I instantly hide behind a closet, ready for anything. A fair girl comes into view out of a dark corner. It must have been my imagination, she says, apparently not yet aware of us. I remain perfectly still while holding my breath, wondering what to do next. Then, all of a sudden, a shadow over by the desk begins to tremble. Maggle. He suddenly materializes, placing himself directly across from the girl. She's overcome with shock. Seeing this in desperation, all she can do is muster out the words, what do you want? We're here because of the invitation in the newspaper? Kinda. You're just in time, she replies without question, nervously playing along with my lie. Kid subtly jabs me in the side. Why do you always have to be telling those clumsy lies? Staring at the two of us, she backs away in fright. Who are you people, she asks, unable to mask her increasing fear. Maggle steps in and speaks in a comforting tone. I apologize on behalf of my party if we startled you. We intend no harm, my lady. Despite his persuasiveness, the girl seems to remain unconvinced and starts to panic. Stop, thieves, don't come any closer. This is hopeless. Realistically, we should probably tie her up. I move over to the bed and start to pull off the sheets. Kid comes over and helps, saying, what do you say we toss her in the dresser? Maggle approaches us and grabs the sheets out of our hands before we can make our move. With a look of pity in his eyes, he looks back toward the girl. She seems shocked at this turn of events, to say the least, not knowing what to think. Sorry, Maggle. I was only trying to do what's best, I say, ashamed. However, before Maggle can respond, the girl takes a breath and turns to us to speak. Maggle? You're what? Maggle? Did you once go by the name Gilbert? Hearing that name, Maggle takes on a look of shock. Riddle, is that you? He says in a surprisingly vulnerable tone. Gilbert, it's really you. My dear, dear Gilbert, she says, taking his hand. Gilbert? What the? I have worried about you ever so much, he says in a deeply sentimental voice. Kid, suddenly tingly with anxiety, interrupts the two. Hey, lovebird, we're here for the frozen flame, not damsels in distress, remember? It's weird picturing, because I think we think he's, Magus, right? So it's weird picturing Magus emotional. The frozen flame, asks Riddle, bewildered. Ah yes, these are my companions, Maggle says in his usual dry tone a moment later. Kid and I glance at each other. This evening is a blessing, bequeathed to us by that shimmering red jewel's fate, Maggle says to Riddle. Oh, brother, all this girl stuff is starting to unravel him. Kid's starting to get agitated, however. I've got a feeling there are a few things that could keep her from getting the frozen flame tonight, and none of them wear high heels. Despite her increasing impatience with the situation, Maggle goes on and on. Ever since my childhood I have thought of you. My heart has yearned ever so badly only for you. This is just out of nowhere. Oh, Gilbert. It is true, my dear Riddle. Therefore, about the promise. Wait a minute. Ever since my childhood... But then, okay, so wait. If it, ever since his childhood, then that would that make him Magus? Or would that be like after he got sent forward in time but before we meet him? I don't know. It's been forever since I played Chrono Trigger. I really need to play that again. Okay, my heart has ever yearned ever so madly only for you, oh Gilbert. It is true, my dear Riddle. Therefore, about the promise. Suddenly, Riddle turns away from Magill. Promise, she asks in a voice so quiet it's almost inaudible. Yes, my dear. Surely you haven't forgotten our secret promise. The one we made to each other on that beautiful day in the garden. You have not forgotten the vows of marriage we bestowed on one another, have you? Riddle continues to avert her eyes from Magill. I will hear no more of this childish nonsense, she shouts, burying her head in her hands once again. I guess that one. You do not want me. Oh wait, are we controlling Magill? Magill asks in a trembling voice. Magill, this is all so sudden, to meet like this. So our promise was meaningless. Despite Magill's logic, he's overshadowed by Riddle's bitter tone. There are some things in our past that I will not forget, Gilbert. Once you were given some delicious-looking homemade cookies for your 5th birthday, but you would not share them with anyone. And another time at one of the village festivals, I remember wanting to dance with you, but you never asked me to. I waited all night. Why does she still hold grudges for things that happened so long ago? It is all a misunderstanding, Riddle. I wanted to ask you to dance, but I did not have the confidence, Magill frantically explains. And you suddenly appear, hoping to fix everything with a mere apology, Riddle counters, despite the glistening tears beginning to form on her long eyelashes. Bollocks, mate! You sure got yourself in a tight spot here with all this marriage talk, Kid adds, supporting Riddle. Yes, but I believe you, Magill, Riddle says softly, starting to smile as she wipes her tears. Kid scowls. I'm staying out of this, I say to my... this is me. I'm staying out of this, I say to myself. I've got enough problems with my own love life. But then suddenly, another voice echoes out, entering through the doorway. Mistress Riddle, you will remember to mind your manners around our guests, won't you? Who's this? Oh, Noelle. You know how I dislike it when you call me mistress, Riddle exclaims. It's the reindeer from Deltarune. She continues, slightly embarrassed. This is Gilbert, Noelle. Surely you remember him from long ago when I was but a child. After a long while, it dawns on the elderly woman that she once knew this man, and an expression of recognition comes over her face. Let me give her an old woman voice. Ah, yes, Master Gilbert, all grown up, I see. And what a fine gentleman you turned out to be. Oh, now we're never getting out of this, Kid says, sitting down on a couch with her head in her hands. She's just like, no. Could this still be a trap, I wonder? Do you think we could manage to take Riddle hostage? Let's see this play out. I stoop down to where Kid's sitting and whisper, Maggill's got more experience than us. I think we should let him handle this. Oh, wait a minute. Could Magill be bluffing? I wonder. Kid goes utterly numb. No, because he recognized that photo. That wasn't a bluff then, I don't think. The maid notices us whispering to each other and takes a step backwards. Well, who is this young lady? Ah, these two are my business associates, Magill says, offering a simple introduction. I see. Oh wait, I don't know who's talking anymore. I see, since Master Gilbert says so, I will extend my welcome to you. I am Lady Riddle's personal servant. My name is Noelle. Okay, we're still talking as Noelle. Nice to meet you. What is happening? I have known Master Gilbert ever since he was a wee lad. She goes on, telling us about various things from their past. It seems like they've had quite an illustrious upbringing. And so, Master Gilbert and Lady Riddle often shared one another's company, stealing each other's eyes, however. However, one day he was whisked far away. Could this get any more exciting, Kid asks. Noelle and Kid exchange looks, but she continues. Momentarily after recomposing herself. Once, in a secret meeting at their favorite flower garden, an oath was made between the two. In that beautiful courtyard, future prospects were indeed planned upon. However, the maid's eyes darken as she continues. But, as everyone knew, Lady Riddle had already been assigned a suitor. Riddle's shoulders sink upon hearing this. Noelle, why did you have to mention that? Now our oath is void. Magill's eyes shimmer in the dim light. Through all this, Kid has has been just about pushed to her limit. Unable to be obedient any longer, she stands up, eyes flaring. Kid leaps out ahead of Maggle, confronting the two. Listen up, I'm the Great Thief Kid, and we're here tonight in this mansion too. But she's broken off by the maid. How dare you, you rude young lady? Surely you know better than to act in such a way before the lady of the house. Ha, you got something coming to you, you old wench. Kid snarls now eye to eye with Noelle. Maggle quickly comes between the two, first addressing the maid. Please do not worry, I have never shown any malice toward you or Riddle. Nor have I ever meant any harm, and I will not allow any to happen in the future. Please accept my apologies on my accomplice's behalf. Master Gilbert. Continuing on, he then turns toward Kid. Perhaps it would be best if we left. Huh? Kid and Noelle exchange glances. Then, at the same time, one single idea seems to pop into both Noelle and Kid's minds. What in blazes are you thinking, running off with Riddle? Kid yells. At the very same moment, Noelle shouts, What in the world, milady? How could you think of elopement at a time like this? Maggle's mouth drops wide open. No, that is not what I meant. But it's useless. The yelling resumes louder than ever, hopelessly drowning out Maggle's reasoning. What kind of gentleman do you think you are? Honestly thinking of eloping without telling a single soul? Noelle ensues before stomping out of the room in a rage. Damn it, we gotta think about the frozen flame here, Kid shouts, tugging on Maggle's shirt. Riddle doesn't seem to be very happy either, having once again regressed into tears. Maggle's vow of love seems like to be on its last leg. I'm starting to wonder if there's any hope for this situation at all anymore. In any case, Riddle can't possibly want to be burdened with all this torment. If I could just talk her down out of all this commotion, it might be alright. If only I had more options. Why does it seem like I have a third option? Wait, what the? That's weird. It's almost like I've got a third option. Oh! I think I just found the music test, guys. Cool. I think I found a secret. If I exit, what happens? Okay, here we go. Okay, that was weird. I guess we found the sound test menu. Alright, so our third option is sound test, apparently. I'm gonna go with you want to escape this terrible mansion, don't you? I do not intend to leave this house, Riddle says in a strict tone. What kind of lifestyle could you hope to provide for me compared to this? True, my lady. You do live in the lap of luxury here, but look around. Is this truly where you want to be? My foster father will not allow it. It would not work out. Oh, Gilbert, why must you do this to me? Please be calm, Riddle. I have more than enough savings to cover a down payment for marriage funds and a new home, Maggle reassures. In addition, honeymoon travel expenses will be provided from wedding gift money. Okay, this is just... Mentioning the wedding gift money, Maggle glances at us. We're gonna pay for his honeymoon. Gulp. Is this canon? I don't know. Is this a canon thing or is this just like a joke? Maggle's presence is a good case, but I just don't know if Riddle's swallowing it all. Suddenly alarms blare all around us. Damn that bloody maid. What will we do now? Flustered, I look to Maggle. We must be on our way, he says. Riddle nods after a moment. Indeed, it's best for you to leave tonight, she says. In time, perhaps you may return. Then I might be able to look upon you as a friend. A friend. A friend. Hearing that in words in terms of their friendship... He got friend zoned. Seems to strike through Maggle's heart like a searing hot knife. No, I will not leave here without you, he yells suddenly. Riddle, please, I beg you, come with me now. Footsteps can be heard from down the hallway. The guards are coming for us, quickly. Magiel lightly picks Riddle up, putting her over his shoulder as he makes for the door. They're getting closer, Kid says, peeking around the corner. With his cape gallantly fluttering behind him, Magiel bolts down the hallway. Wait, did we just kidnap her? Oh my god, this is fast. Okay. Come on, they're right behind us. Oh no, there they are right there. Like a hurricane, Magiel effortlessly rams one of the guards into the wall while I knock the other senseless without even stopping. This just took a weird freaking turn, dude. Oh, and we're outside? Kid is going to be pissed. Oh my god. She is gonna be so mad. At last, we've slipped out of the huge mansion. I'm utterly exhausted. I gasp huge breaths as I stumble down into a nearby grassy clearing deep in the woods. But suddenly, thunderous booms start to echo out from far behind us. Uh-oh. Looking up into the open nighttime sky, fireworks of all colors adorn the starry evening. I stare upwards, dumbfounded. What's going on? Kid asks. Then through the trees, I look up at the mansion and all my questions are answered. There, we see all the occupants of Viper Manor waving and cheering for us. Long live Mistress Riddle. Hip hip hooray. Good luck. We'll be over for brunch once you're set. Then Kid nudges me, pointing to the rooftop. And there Lord Link sits solemnly with a tear in the tear in his eye, waving to us. What the hell is happening? Riddle lifts her head up to speak, briefly pausing from her joyful sobs. All this fuss, all this fighting. It is I who should be apologizing, my lady. I kidnapped you. Putting his forehead to hers, wiping her cheek with his handkerchief. Oh, Gilbert, it's the same old you, she says, sighing. Okay. Okay. From far across the landscape, a deep shimmering light begins to fill the sky. There's no way this is canon. The part with Lynx actually being like, yep, okay. Look, Riddle, there's our frozen flame. Magiel says, pointing toward the morning sun. Oh, that's gonna piss Kid off. There's no way that was canon. That just happens. Magiel caught between love and adventure. The end. That was an experience and a half. That just kind of happens. I'm starting to think that that was not, in fact, canon. And so, the curtain closes on another tale. However, another time, after the spotlight had faded from Gilbert, Riddle, and Noelle, in another place and another time, a similar band of adventurers had come forth. Oh yeah, okay. Equally unsuspecting of their other selves. And life went on as they strode out into the great unknown. Okay, yeah. So I think this is just the ending. As I softly close my grandfather's diary, I hear all my mother's... Okay, yeah. Your friend is here. Okay, yeah, this is just the same as before. Can we skip this? Okay, that was something else. I'm not gonna lie, that was very bizarre. Alright, I don't know, I'm gonna try to skip through this, I think. Because we've already seen all of this. I want to know... Hold on, let me do a save state thing here. I'll save to slot 2 this time. Sorry, I know you guys can hear me when I bring my drawer with my keyboard out. I need to fix that. Alright, that was something. Alright, so we've got the second one now. That did take a little while, but there was a lot of time where I was just kind of trying to figure out that one ending that I couldn't get. So I'm going to try to get the second one here, or the third one, I guess, on this list. Let's see what we got to do here. Don't fall asleep and check out the woods. Got it. Oh, wait. You can now try to kiss Kid, or kill her, or be killed by her for 3 different endings. I kind of wish this thing's being a little bit spoilery there, but we'll see what we get here. So we'll probably try to do all 3 and see what happens. I'll probably have to make another save state. I'm sorry. I'm just going to leave it open. I'm just going to leave my drawer open with my keyboard. Alright, so don't fall asleep. It's too dangerous to fall asleep now, I keep telling myself over and over. Kid had a name for this sort of thing. I can't seem to remember it at the moment. Man, that was close, shaking my head. I try to stay alert. Still, all this is really something. Walking through a forest like this on a night like tonight reminds me so much of the first time I bumped into her. It's been something like 3 years since Kid and I met. Back then I was a drifter, wandering wherever my music led me. During my stay in the remote town of Regiora, I ended up running into a girl who later joined me, leading to the beginning of all this. That girl was Kid. Kid is a thief, of course. Not even 17 years old, she's already widely renowned as a top professional. To make matters worse, okay, we've already seen all of this, haven't we? Yes. Share a problem? Yeah, I think this is it. I think we've seen this. No one greedier. Magill. Okay, yeah. So this is the basic game, I think. I suppose you could say life doesn't always go how you plan. Hey mate, what's with the funny face? I was just thinking about how strange life is. Life, what are you thinking about all that for? Let me see. So don't fall asleep and check out the woods is what we have to do. Stick in front of us. Okay, here we go. A bunch of trees and rocks extending into the darkness. It was a bright flash. Ah. I think we got to check it out, yeah. I walk over beside Kid, trying to see whatever it was she saw. Magill approaches as well a moment later. We are already fairly deep into Lord Lynx's territory, he says. It's dangerous to start blindly wandering around. You are aware of that fact, are you not? However, Kid doesn't budge an inch, keeping her eyes on the bush. Do you feel something here, Magill asks, changing his expression a moment later. Kid's eyes meet Magill's for a moment, but before long she returns to her focus on the forest. So be it, he finally says. If we are intended to stray from the path, this may prove to be worth something in its own regard. But before Magill even finishes speaking, Kid bolts, disappearing into the trees. Hey, wait up! Be careful, Sarge. Foul things lie down this path. Nodding, I cautiously start to make my way through the trees. Alright, so what are we dealing with? Much to my surprise, we're able to find it right away. It turns out to be a beautiful beetle colored in solid gold, perched on a high tree limb. The golden beetle! Kid cries out, climbing up the large tree. The beetle certainly glitters like real gold. Kid seems quite caught up in the sight. No, not caught up in the sight, rather caught up in the greed, I should say. Man, she's fast. She's already climbed up about 5 or 6 times my height, heavily baited with hopes of gold. Aha! Kid catches it, but almost instantly the beetle shakes free, buzzing out of her hand. Wait, she yells, reaching out her hand further and further, hoping to catch the golden insect, but suddenly she loses balance and falls. I'll try to catch her. Hold on, I yell, leaping forward, but then she begins to curl herself into a small ball, spinning around in midair like a cannonball. Mrs. Badge will knock the both of us out if I have to catch her like that. Seeing this, I jump out of the way, fearing for my life. However, Kid opens herself up mere feet from the ground, gracefully landing as nimble as a cat. She doesn't seem hurt in the least. If I hadn't run, she probably would have landed flat on my face. Kid. Wait, my beetle, she yells, continuing to chase after it without even acknowledging us. Relentlessly chasing the beetle, she plunges deeper and deeper into the forest. We follow after, desperately trying to keep her in sight. For all I know, it could be the golden beetle or just another common insect. However, we're so deep in the forest now, I can't see anything but an endless assortment of dark trees and jagged rocks, stretching out in every direction. I doubt Kid herself can even see the beetle at this point. How could she still be tracking it? As soon as I start to ask myself this, I realize what she'd tell me. Intuition. Suddenly, Kid stops in a clearing. Did you find it? Nah, I found something gold, but it ain't the golden beetle. I look over Kid's shoulder. There in a small spot of light stands a tall golden plant. My first impression is that it's a sunflower, but those don't usually bloom at night, do they? What is this thing? Jeez, you're as thick as ever. There's something special about this thing. Can't you feel it? I close my eyes trying to get one of those feelings she's always talking about. Concentrate. I close my eyes trying to concentrate. So, do you feel anything? Well, I feel a little tired. Not that kind of feeling, you dummy, she says angrily, slapping me upside the head. I have to admit, I haven't had much experience being intuitive, especially while being beaten up. I try to wonder what she can possibly be feeling all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. I walk around the enormous plant, taking another look at it, but then suddenly... What the? Oh! It has a face. A face suddenly emerges in the center of the flower. It's a ghastly sight complete with drunken, drowsy eyes, purple eyelashes, thick pink lips, and a long bent nose. A cross-dressing sunflower? Now I've seen it all. What is this thing, Kid? I go to ask Kid, but she's too busy laughing at it. She's truly something else, without a doubt. Okay, Magil. Apparently unfazed by the strange sight, Magil calmly starts to rack his brain. What was this sort of thing called, he says as he strokes his chin, going into a sort of quiet trance. I sure hope he remembers soon. That's Magil for you, though. He's got a head full of knowledge, wiser than most I've ever met. However, it takes him a good bit of time to remember certain things. And until he remembers, he will remain completely useless. He's led us into danger a few times because of that. Is this thing going to attack us, or just kind of stand there? Oh. Oh no, I can't do French. Bonjour. Oh, let me go. Omelette du fromage. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Wait, it can talk too? Madame what? Kid asks, smirking. Ah, ma chérie. I was just sneaking a peek at your... No, I hope that you are not angry. What? Get your eyes off of me. Oh, my sweet mademoiselle. No. You perverted freak of nature. Watch what you say around me, Kid says as she flashes her dagger dangling down at her side. Oh my god, it's Flowey. It's like Flowey, but like... worse? But not worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, not... That Flowey is definitely worse. Kid squaring off with a sunflower. Now I've seen it all. Ah, my darling, perhaps you and I could converse somewhere a bit more private. Suddenly, Kid whips out her dagger, slashing clean through the sunflower's stalk. You killed it! Oh my god, you really killed it. Its blaring screeches is excruciating to hear as 100 hands simultaneously scratching down a chalkboard. I feel faint. My knees are going to buckle if I hear any more of that deafening screech. But then, suddenly, it's still alive. Oh, you must be not so violent, my sweet. Somehow, another sunflower has instantly sprouted and replaced the one that was cut down, perfectly identical to its predecessor. Bastard! Kid shouts, slashing her dagger through the air once again. This is okay. No, I am not. No! Oh my god. She's gonna tear down she's just gonna burn the whole forest down by the end of this. Kid continues hacking away, tearing down every new sunflower that pops up. However, for every one she mows down, 2 or 3 instantly sprout up in its place. All this screeching, I can't take it any longer. Stop, Kid, please. Try to stop her. Stop, kid, I shout, trying to intervene. However, she heatedly shoves me aside, becoming more and more infuriated as she hacks through the never-ending crop of sunflowers. Try again, I guess. Trying to shake her, but she only shrugs me off as she continues to whack away at the sunflowers, getting more and more infuriated. Oh, my shitty, your beauty is... I'm not even gonna attempt with him anymore. Kid's face turns redder and redder as she buries herself further and further into the sunflower patch. Ah, I remember now, Magill says, finally snapping out of it. This is what's known as a Mandora monster. Please do not make the mistake of trying to cut it down. Magill? I point to the humongous crop of sunflowers where Kid has now resorted to gripping one of the sunflower stalks and shaking it with both hands. However, the sunflower does nothing but laugh down at her. Oh, okay. Suddenly, all around us, the ground starts to tremble and shake. Dirt loosens as the ground gives way, creating a sort of quicksand beneath our feet. I leap back instantly, but then I realize Kid's still in the thick of it, ignoring everything except the sunflowers. Kid, I yell, but it's too late. She's caught in the entanglement of stalks. After a minute, she slips and falls on the unstable ground, getting swallowed up into the newly formed pit beneath her. I try to go after her, but just as I approach the patch, a great number of plants and vines quickly shoot up around Kid, blocking me. Then suddenly a mess of vines leap out at me, trying to wrap themselves around my arms and legs. However, I feel a set of strong arms take hold of me and jerk me back almost immediately. Thanks, Magill. There's no time to lose. Run. But Kid, I know. Running up onto a nearby hill, I stop for a moment to look back. The whole mess is nothing but a billowing cloud of dust now. All I can make out are a multitude of vines waving crazily in the air. I can neither see nor hear Kid. Head back in. As soon as I try to make a run for the dusty mess, Magill reaches out with his large hands, restraining me. We must wait for the dust to settle. It's useless to try and find her now. He's right. It's way too crazy in there right now. I try to remind myself that the only reason I want to do something is out of shock. I need to relax. After a minute or two, the dust starts to settle. What is that? Hey, what's that? A large silhouette is starting to appear out from the dust cloud. It's big. A lot bigger than what was there before. As the figure is gradually exposed to the moonlight, I start to see a more defined shape. Oh, is that her? Oh, it like absorbed her. Kid! This thing, whatever it is easily 7 or 8 times my height. Its body seems to resemble a gorilla's. Its exposed muscles are wrapped in ivy, and its digits remind me of pointed shellfish. Golden sunflower petals are lined up on the back of its neck. However, instead of a head, it's her. Kid's stark naked body appears to have been fused into the top of the monster. Other than the 2 small sunflowers covering her chest, she's wearing nothing at all. Sarge, listen to me! The Mandora monster is fused with... Oh, why? Every time it says that, I always think it's Kid talking. Sarge, listen to me. The Mandora monster has fused with Kid. We must save her quickly, otherwise she'll be lost forever, consumed by her own hate. Sarge, quit gawking and pay attention. What? She's going to die? I frantically try to think of what to do. It's hard, though. I can't seem to take off those 2... No! Okay. Take another look at it or ask how we can save her. How do we save her? Calm down. There is a way. The monster have managed to intertwine itself with Kid because of her strong sentiments of anger. Unless we separate Kid from her anger, we will be unable to save her. How do we do that? With love. Uh-oh. The instructions on the guide. I shall go and make preparations. In the meantime, protect Kid's body and show her love. Also, you must prevent her from using any magic. In her current state, the more she casts spells, the more she'll be lost to that beast. What? Kid can't use magic. She can now. How can this be happening? Sarge, show her your love, Magill says, leaving me with those words as he sinks into a nearby shadow. Wait, Magill! Magill! Alright, so... There's 3 different endings we can get here, apparently. Alone and afraid, I look up at the huge atrocity as I shudder in the chilly nighttime breeze. Love. I couldn't think of a more awkward place to think about love. The sound of the word makes me cringe as it dances through my mind. While lost in thought, I suddenly hear a soft muttering from far above. You say this... No! God damn it! They're not small, I tell ya. God damn it, game. Others are... Oh my god. Stop making fun of me. Stop making fun of me. I'll kill you. I'll kill you all. Alright, what do we do? Her eyes filled with flames of rage. I think we're going to save state. We're up to like slot 3, I think. So there we go. Kid cries out madly, her eyes filled with flames of rage. Suddenly, her gaze shifts towards me. The monster instantly lashes out in a giant stone hammer from behind, arcing it down toward me. I don't think we're gonna be parrying that. Jump back. I instantly jump back, just as the giant hammer comes crashing down, kicking up heaps of dirt and sand with a ground-shaking thud. Kid, it's me, Sarge, I call out to her, waving my arms wildly. However, the only reaction I get is of increasing anger. Just then, I start to hear a low voice call out from beyond a nearby hill. What's going on over here? Excuse me. Oh no, goblins. Look, it's the Mandora. What's got it all acting up? Noticing the goblins, the monster begins to moan. Kid's cheeks puff up, and then suddenly... Oh, wait, that's fire. Fire bad, right? Yeah. Kid sends a giant fireball streaking out of her mouth, crashing into the goblins. It instantly reduces them to ashes. Damn it, magic, I say to myself as Megal's warning flashes through my head. Finished with the goblins, the monster suddenly remembers me, turning around and returning its gaze my way. Shout I love you, I guess. I can't help but feel embarrassed professing my love to a hulking monster who's ready to kill me. I nervously shout I love you up into the night sky, hoping she'll hear me. Suddenly, the monster starts to draw closer and closer to me. Did I do it? Is she coming back to reality? No, it really doesn't look like it. Help! I run and hide, plunging into the deep, dark labyrinth of the wilderness. However, behind me I can hear the thunderous sounds of trees being crushed and boulders being broken. I continue to run as the gigantic monster chases after me. I've been running for at least 5 straight minutes now, dodging trees and jumping logs. I'm starting to lose my breath. Just as I begin to think I can't run anymore, the end of the forest comes into view. However, as I come to the clearing... Yeah? Oh. That looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I know there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card that looks just like that. Lined up before me is a troop of fearless-looking goblins. They're carrying a huge cannon with them, easily 20 feet tall. I try not to think of how easily I'd be obliterated if I ever accidentally stood in its path, or was forced to stand in its path for that matter. There! Lock on target, shouts a goblin. Oh great. Try to tell them what's happening. I collapse at the goblin's feet, out of breath. The goblin leader, decked in a full suit of iron armor, sporting Lynx's insignia, comes over toward me. It glares at me with piercing, intimidating eyes as though it's ready to whip out its mace if I do so much as breathe the wrong way. I really don't know about this, turning to goblins for help, but I've got no other choice. Please, help me save my friend. The goblin guard stares at me blankly. I continue, gasping for air between sentences. We were chasing after this beetle, but then a sunflower suddenly appeared and it captured my friend and started chasing me through the forest. Please, you have to help us. She's the most important thing in the world to me. The goblin's eyes relax. Is that right? Your friend was captured? I understand. We'll help you. Don't worry. Thank you. Boy, I'm sure glad I didn't judge this book by its cover. However, just as I save this... Blast? Oh my god. And how much would this lovely beetle of kids sell for? That voice. Suddenly the goblin shouts out. What? Your friend is that crooked thief kid? A wave of shock goes through me, just when things were starting to seem okay for once. I tried to see behind the goblin, searching for that strangely familiar voice. The one that sounded just like the sunflowers. However, all I can make out is some sort of strange psychedelic light emanating from behind the troop. The light seems to be coming from a figure, whoever or whatever it is, as he makes his way through the crowd. I finally get a good look at him. His hairstyle reminds me of a tall green chimney. His red and green pinstripe costume is like that of a harlequin. An over-the-top, long purple cape drags behind him as he approaches me. Uh-oh, I have a friend calling. You know what? I'm gonna continue this later. But I'm not, you're gonna see this as part of the same episode. It's just that this is gonna be something I'm gonna continue later. Alright, I'm back. Are you the sunflower? I asked, confused. Sunflower? Who is a sunflower? It cries out. I can't help it. This person, no, this thing. His face looks exactly like the sunflowers. Caught off guard by the sight, 2 goblin guards flank me by surprise, wrestling me to the ground. Ah, monsieur, you are mademoiselle's friend, non? I do not believe we have met, bonjour. Bonjour, je m'appelle Paulon. Throughout the world, I am known as the Green Terror. Perhaps you have heard of me, non? Screw you, pervert. Pervert? More? No, monsieur. You simply do not understand my elegant nature. No matter, soon le terror shall be planted in your heart, for Kid's death is at hand. As a gentleman, I shall grant you the privilege of seeing this happen before your very eyes. Isn't there anything else you can do? No, you can't. Well, look who knows so much all of a sudden. But alas, if you do not have the right kind of weapon to defeat a monster such as the Mandora, is very difficult, perhaps. How do you say, impossible, non? However, Paulon says, pointing toward the cannon, with one single shot of my hyper magic cannon, that will be that. That cannon? I knew it was powerful, but magical? Taking another look at it, I notice that it's definitely not an ordinary cannon. There's no fuse at the end of the barrel. Instead, some ivy vines are connected to a pedestal, where a mysterious crystal ball sits. Captain, there it is! The goblin's shout strikes into my heart like a death sentence. To the cannon, sir, the guard says to Paulin. Stop, please, I holler, hopelessly trying to break free of the guard's restraint. However, they only tighten their grip on my arms, and tears begin to stream down my cheeks as the pain shoots in. Monsieur, I offer you this. Are there any final words you would like more to say to this friend of yours? Au revoir? No, these are terrible. All of these are terrible. Wait. Okay. I'm just gonna make a save state, okay? And here's what we're gonna do. There's 3 different endings. We're gonna get the bad endings first, okay? And then we'll get the good one. So we'll do the worst one here. Oh, when I fire the cannon, I shall say that. I can tell. You must have had quite a few experiences with these. No. With a bittersweet smile on his face, Paulin skips toward the pedestal. No, stop. My grievous cries resound unanswered. Echoing through the starry night sky, I can see some of the goblins have felt my side of the story, but Paulin remains unfazed. Well then, let us begin, he shouts, grasping the crystal ball with both hands. Fireball. Oh my god. The barrel of magical cannon flashes as a tremendous fireball is let loose. So we're gonna get the bad one first. It shoots directly toward the monster, crashing into its torso with the impact of a 2-ton battering ram. Explosive flames engulf the area, blowing me back with a gust of hot air. Kid! Oui, finally we are rid of that horrible little mademoiselle. In the past, such terrible experiences have stemmed from her, non? But now, we shall worry about her no more. Ho ho ho. Kid, I fall to the ground, devastated. But even more so is the dreadful feeling of regret I'm filled with. However, suddenly, the goblin guards simultaneously call out in surprise, Captain, look! Oh, she's still alive. A giant figure of some kind seems to be emerging from the blazing explosion. Oh, she's still there. I think this is maybe where it's gonna split off then? As the smoke subsides, there stands the monster completely unharmed. Just as I thought, that pompous freak is no match for Kid. I breathe a sigh of relief, but then I realize I'm no further away from doom than before. What? She lives? How can this be? Pollen screams incredulously. Running toward me, the relaxed smile from earlier has now been replaced with nervous sweat. What kind of twisted magic is this? He frustratedly asks me. Oh, we gotta do it. Yes. I answer sarcastically, trying to imitate that pompous accent of his, complete with landing a few drops of saliva on his putrid face. Pollen turns bright red. What? Spit it out, you little swine! He demands, furiously shaking me by my shirt. But then all of a sudden... Ah! Like a howling wolf, Kid's voice echoes throughout the grassy plain. A chill runs down my spine. Could it really be her trying to break free from the monster? As I stare up at her, silence and fear take hold. She's waving her hands around in the air, saying something in a slow, deep voice. The dead who lurk in the dark. Quietly and solemnly, Kid's voice begins to echo out. That's her voice all right, but it doesn't sound like her at all. That monster's still got a hold on her. It must be using her to summon another spell. As she continues to chant, a blue aura starts to form in front of her, shimmering with deadly beauty. How can she do that? Pollen shrieks, now turning a blue with fright. No one can stand up against my cannon. Adieu, he shouts before quickly fleeing. The goblin chief follows soon after. All troops fall back, retreat to the manor on the double. Following the goblin chief's orders, the soldiers abandon the cannon and flee to Viper Manor. I'm left alone with this gigantic monstrosity, listening to it starting to summon who knows what. What am I supposed to do? Call for help. My cries ring out in the night sky as I gulp down desperate gasps of air. However, the only response I hear is Kid's. Hatred and jealousy in my hands. Gather into 1,000 dark prayers. Just as I think I'm about to lose it, a voice echoes out from behind me. There you are. Alarmed, I whip around instantly. Is it Magill? Magill, yes! Our very late to the party but helpful friend. Relieved, I try to catch my breath. Yeah? Uh-oh. He's changed. A strange sort of glittering silver robe drapes down from his shoulders, and a bright ring shines across his entire back. Magill, what are we gonna do? I want to ask him about his new clothes and everything, but now isn't the time. Instead, I tell him all about what happened, the chain of events relentlessly overflowing from my heart. I tried to do what you told me to, but yes. However, for now, we should leave this area. It is not safe here. Scooping me up under his arm, Magill briefly recites a spell and soars high into the air. From far above, I look down upon the ominous landscape, hearing Kid continue to recite her strange incantation. The fallen angel, Arkmist. Answer my prayer, and grant me thy power. I can barely make it all out from up here, but from what I can tell, a faint pale light is starting to drift all around the monster, causing the ball of light in Kid's hands to grow stronger and stronger. I wish I could do something, but I don't know what to do. Death to all living things. Excuse me? Destruction to all creation. Devour all light. Phantom break. With the sound of 1,000 tortured voices of madness crying out in unison, Kid's surging ball of light begins to grow larger and larger, eating away at everything around her. The pale, shimmering light slowly stretches outwards, swallowing up everything in its path, melting Viper Manor like fire on ice. It indiscriminately evaporates the huge mansion along with everything else in its wake. Stretching out more and more, the gigantic void eats away at everything before disappearing into the ground. Unbelievable. If Maggle hadn't been here just now, oh man, just thinking about it gives me chills. A giant fissure has been created where Viper Manor once stood, continuing down into the ground farther than I can see. And there, on the brink of this newly formed ravine, stands Kid. She seems to be holding out, Maggle says. She's wrestling with the monster for control, but she's almost at her limit. I can barely hold back the impatience in my heart looking down upon all this. What's going to happen to her? Don't let her die. Quiet, child. Maggle's unexpected outburst snaps me out of my nervousness. Calm down, Sarge. He's right, I need to keep my cool. I don't think he needed to go about it like that, though. Allow me to cast a levitation spell on you, he says, before muttering some arcane words. Shortly after, he gently releases me. I'm floating. To fly, simply think about the direction you wish to travel. Nodding, I carefully try it out. He's right, this is amazing. I dart here and there, flying circles around him with ease. Now please let me see your knife. I take it out and hand it to him, so this is where we're going to have to make the decision, I think. Maggle takes out a white jewel from inside his robe and again mumbles some strange-sounding words. Suddenly, the jewel attaches itself to the hilt of my knife as though it were magnetized. He hands the knife back to me, saying, I mentioned this to you before, but let me emphasize it again. Kid is bound to the monster's body because of her anger. As long as that bond exists, we will be unable to save her. To break it, I told you to show her your love. But I don't understand how to do that, I yell, pressing him for an answer. So now we're going to have the options, I think. I hope. A kiss, yep. I have to kiss that thing? Yes. It is the most effective way. But its arms are as wide as my waist. Why didn't you tell me this before? I yell, hitting him upside the head in a fit of rage. And with that, I accidentally knock Maggle's golden mask off, sending it falling down through the night sky to the ground. Gulp, did I just do that? Oh, wait. So he's worn a mask this whole time? This is the first time I've ever seen his true face. Even for a guy like me, I'm taken aback by his looks. His hair sways in the moonlight. His piercing blue eyes survey the environment below. His beauty is different than a woman's. There's some sort of fierce, intrepid quality about him. He is truly a beautiful person. So he was wearing a mask the whole time. I didn't realize that. Maggle's hand suddenly comes across my face, eagerly returning with a blow. Sarge, listen to me. I'm okay now, I swear. I wasn't gawking. If Kid uses one more spell, we will not be able to save her. Be sure to kiss her before that happens. However, if you are unable to do this before she finishes concentrating her magical power, you must thrust your knife into her heart. The jewel embedded in your knife holds the power to steal souls. Doing so will be dangerous, but it will be our last resort. And I think this is where I'm going to use my save state here. Listening to Maggle's words, the possibilities run through my head. Two choices. Even though I can fly, it's going to be incredibly hard to get close to that thing and to kiss her. But the alternative, I don't even want to think about that. I'm going to start preparations for the exorcism. I will not be able to come to your aid during this time. Oh man, he's got to go away again? Could this get any more hopeless? I think we're going to die first. Taking a deep breath, I try to convince myself I should be facing Kid on my own anyways. I'll do my best. Yes, Sarge, your determination is at the very core of this matter, he says, with his deep blue eyes fixed solidly on me. Strange, behind that seemingly impenetrable gaze of his, I swear I see a hint of compassion somewhere within him. Alright, well then, let's go. Protect the girl you love with all your might and all your heart. As Maggle's words resound in my head, an uproar of might rushes into my spirit. I'm going to save her even if it kills me. The will to save the one and only Kid pulses through my body. I flash Magiel a huge smile and begin my descent. For Kid. Oh, it's us, I think. Soaring down through the air, I spot Kid at the edge of the chasm. She's aware of me as well. As the monster rises to its feet, she stares up at me with an infuriated look on her face. She's changed. Countless red veins have streaked across her body, pulsating with anger. The monster's right hand arcs upward in a flash, trying desperately to grab me. I dodge at the very last second. I zip behind its arm, coming within a dangerously close range. I think what I want to do first, I want to get the death ending first, where we die. As I stare at my unsheathed knife, a sudden wave of uncertainty comes over me. Rethink this. Yeah, the only way to really save her is with love. Okay. Come on, time this right. I reach out my hand and carefully cover up her mouth, hoping to prevent her from completing the spell. Try to talk to her. Kid, I feel so much for you. But before I can finish, she starts to strangle me. Grab her arms and pry them off. She's so strong, there's no way I can break free. I have to do this. I try again, this time with such ferocity I use strength I didn't know I had. Her grip is slipping, yes. I free myself and instantly fly back a ways. However, before I have time to react, the monster's left hand suddenly whips out at me. I can't back away any further. I have no choice but to head back and confront her again. Fly around behind her, I guess. Not long after I've zoomed around behind her that the monster's gigantic hand starts swatting at me. This is my last chance. If I don't act now, it'll be the end for sure. I confront her head on, placing my left arm on her shoulder while supporting her chin with my right. And then, with a deep breath, I move it toward her lips. Wait, did we get the good ending? Wait, did we get the good ending? No! We got the good ending! No, wait, I don't want the good ending yet. I was actively trying to get the bad ending. Okay, kiss her. Okay, you try to give her a kiss. However, she has other... I should have realized that would be the way it would work. Okay, there we go. Clocking my jaw from underneath. Raise up my hands, hoping to block any more blows. But she manages to poke me in the eye. Tears roll down my cheeks as an intense pain shoots into my right eye. Could this get any worse? Suddenly, a tremendous pressure assaults my torso. Looking around, I realize the monster's caught me in its huge hand. It brings me up towards Kid, with her morbid stare fixed solely on me. Her lips turn into a gloating smile before changing into a billowing, hateful laugh. She reaches out and places her right hand on my forehead. And then a stream of red starts to pour out from her mouth. Oh no, she's starting another spell. I holler with all my heart, hoping that there's any part of her real self still left. However, her expression remains unchanged as her unblinking eyes dance around erratically. Suddenly, a trace of light begins to form in the palm of her hand as red streaks begin to rise up along her body. Kid, then suddenly a ring of light comes flying at us from overhead, cutting into the monster's arm like a hot knife through butter. I fall to the ground with the monster's arm instantly releasing it from its excruciating grip. Released from it, yeah. Sarge, now! I go for it. Reaching out my hand towards her beautiful face, I hesitatingly move in toward her lips. Wait. No. No, you're kidding. No, wait! I'm trying to fail! I am actively trying to fail. Okay. Let's try to kill her then. I'm trying to get the bad ending. Cut her up. There's no end to the turmoil brewing inside me. My uneasiness turns into impatience as the grip on my knife tightens. I can't bear it if she was to die, but that familiar feeling of dread runs through me again. But I then start to think of how I could never manage to make my way past that hulking monster. As I stare into those fearfully dark eyes of hers, I ready my knife. I lunge the knife outwards. Kid raises her arms to protect herself from the blow, but it strikes her square in the heart. Fresh blood gushes out onto my hand and the blade. Then suddenly the white jewel begins to sparkle. I regretfully watch Kid writhe in agony. Her hands now a dizzying mess of blood as the jewel shimmers brighter and brighter. Kid! Kid, I call out, but to no avail. She only continues to cry out in pain. Writhing madly, I just hope I didn't choose the wrong path, resorting to violence. Suddenly, her body goes limp, and the jewel turns a solid milky white. I soar over, gathering her up in my arms, hoping everything will be all right. Nah, we killed her. Please, God, save her, I shout, with tears flowing down onto her limp body. Kid, there's no response. I timidly put my hand near her mouth. She's not breathing. And there's no pulse. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if the ending where we die is that important. We'll see. I might skip that one just because I don't know if it's going to actually be important or not. I hold her body tightly into my own as the rest of the monster's body collapses and crumbles away. I cry, and I hold her tightly and cry. Suddenly, Maggle comes up from behind me. Sarge, Kid is not dead. Her spirit has moved on from that body. But she continues to live on inside that jewel. I stare down at the knife I hold in my hand. The white jewel is there in the hilt, sparkling brighter than ever, but despite what Maggle says, I can't seem to hold back my sadness and tears. Hugging Kid's lifeless body, I cry. Suddenly, he forcibly pulls Kid away from me. Maggle, what are you doing? How long do you intend to whimper over this? If you've decided to save her, then save your tears for another day. It's not over yet. Oh. So this might not even be a bad ending then. I stand up, realizing he's right. Kid's body is as replaceable as her clothes. If we can find her a new body, we will be able to bring her back, he tells me, softening his tone. New clothes? I see. I'm sorry, Maggle. I apologize for my outburst. If I were Kid, I probably wouldn't have let you get away with all that, Maggle says jokingly. Hey, I was just hugging her. Let us go, Sarge. There is no sense in staying here any longer. Go where? To search for a... Oh, a clone. A Chrono Trigger type clone, right? Yes. I will explain later, but before that, we will need to store this body somewhere. I wonder, what could this new clone be? A dragon baby? Oh, interesting. That also might kind of tie in with him being Maggle then, or Magus. All right, I want to see in another place. Yeah, okay. But I'm curious to see if this is... Does this count as the second ending, or are these different endings? Oh, wait! Kid's not here for this one. Whoa, what? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Sorry if this sounds bad. Alright, I'm curious to see, does this count as the second ending? Or the third? Or is this different? Okay, yeah, so they all just count as the same ending. So I'm going to reload the save state then. And try to... Do I want to die, or do I want to... I'm going to try to die. I'm going to try to die, but if I can't figure out how to do it, I might just continue on. Oh, wait. Okay, so yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, she had to take the knife. There we go. I think I just died. Good. My knife, which remained faithfully at my side until moments ago, is now deep within my chest. It doesn't hurt, but my heart, it's so cold. All I can think of is how cold my heart is, as I stare at Kid still holding onto the hilt of the knife. My chest is so warm, but so cold. Kid, the thoughts in my head fade into the increasing chaos. All I wanted to say to her was all I wanted to say from her to her is all but faded within the coldness of my heart. No, it can't end like this. Wait, what's that? The jewel. The one in the knife's hilt. It's sparkling. Somehow I feel a momentary burst of energy flow into me. Trying desperately to stay coherent, I lift myself up and reach out to her. Okay. I'll trade my life for hers, I guess. I silently pray to myself. Dry leaves drift down from the trees, covering the vast landscape bit by bit. Autumn turns to winter, then to spring, summer, and finally autumn once again. Time travels on, the everlasting impartial arbiter. Somewhere in a vast forest, a small isolated hut stands in solitude. Built by the men of a nearby village, it's used mainly for when loggers come to fell the trees of the forest. However, on this particular day, it has a different use. The front door opens wide from the inside, and a large framed man steps out. Obviously not a man from the nearby village, he wears a dark Gothic tunic and a porcelain mask on his face. Inside the hut, a girl sits with her back turned to the door. Wrapped in a blanket, her shoulders shudder uncontrollably. Grasping a knife with a peculiar jewel embedded on its hilt, she weeps endlessly. Are they going to try to do the same thing for me then? Maggle told me everything after I was pulled from that monster. Sarge, you sacrificed yourself to save me. But now it's your souls that trapped in here. Why me? Why'd I have to live? He tells me that you're bound to that jewel because it's a magic artificial body. But if we make a clone for you, we might be able to bring you back. I am recording, right? I want to go to help Magil, to help you. But I'm so sad. I can't stop crying. Sarge, Maggle never told me, but I knew. I always knew. Your final thought after you'd been sealed in the gem? I'll trade my life for hers. Please, God, save her. It's weird with like the polygonal models that they're using. So I think that's it then. Yep. And so yep. Oh, and that time it's just Magil and Kid. Alright. I am going to do the other one. I don't have time at this moment. I have some other stuff I gotta do. You might not even see this because I might just cut it to the next, like, whenever I record. So, you know, whatever.